Hi guys, today I'm solving a question from Errors and Suspense, and this is from May June 2023. It's paper 2 variant 1, question number 3. The question says here, Eshe is a trader. She has prepared a trial balance at 31st March 2023. The totals did not agree and the difference was placed in a suspense account. So that means debit and credit totals weren't equal, because of which we needed a suspense account and we had to put the difference in the suspense account. Then they're saying Eshe later discovered the errors shown in the following table. Complete the table to show entries required to correct each error. The first one has been completed as an example. So I tell this to all my students that they should know that whenever you show an effect in the expense account, let's say expense, asset, drawings, all three have the same rule. Whenever you are showing an effect in this account, you need to debit this account, and whenever you need to remove any effect from any expense account or asset account or drawings account, you need to credit this account. Similarly, for liabilities, income and capital, if you want to show an effect in liabilities, in any of the liabilities account, or if you want to show an effect in any of the income accounts, or in the capital account, you need to credit the account. So whenever, let's say it's like discount received, you need to show a discount received and you need to record that, so you need to credit the discount received account. So incomes, liabilities and capital, effect is shown on the credit side and effect is removed from the debit side. So if you read the first error here, a payment for rent 300 had been debited to the insurance account. So normally rent is also an expense, insurance is also an expense. If you put this in the insurance account, that means you have debited the insurance account. So now you credit the insurance account and debit the rent account. So you'll show effect in the rent account and you'll remove effect from the insurance account. In the next error, they're saying credit sales to Raymond of 105 had been debited to the sales account and credited to Raymond's account. So this is a clear complete reversal, because whenever you sell goods on credit, you debit the person's account and you credit the sales account. Whenever you're selling goods, if either if it's cash sales or it's credit sales, in all cases, sales account is always credited. But here they have debited the sales account. So now to correct complete reversal, always amounts need to be doubled. So let's say they have done this, right? So if I put this in the sales account, so they have actually debited this. So 1 by 105. So you credit once to remove the error, to remove the effect of the error, and then you credit again so that you show sales of 105 in the sales account. So now you credit sales by 210 and debit Raymond's account by 210. So same goes for Raymond. In the account of Raymond, they have recorded this on the credit side, 105. So once you will debit this so that this error cancels off, and again you will debit this to show it in Raymond's account. So Raymond will be debited by 210. Then they're saying Eshe's total drawings from bank for her own use, 9,500, had been debited to the cash account. So what they did was cash debit, bank credit. They should have done drawings debit, bank credit. So they have correctly credited the bank, but they have recorded this on the debit side of the cash account. So now you credit cash in order to remove effect from the cash account, and you debit drawings in order to show effect in the drawings account. You record this on the debit side of the drawings account, 9,500. The next error here says a purchases invoice from Danika for 137 had been recorded in her account and in the purchases journal as 173. So that means purchases is also overstated by the difference. So the difference here is $36. 173 minus 137 is $36. So now what you do is that you need to credit the purchases account, because you have over recorded purchases by 36 on the debit side. So now you credit the purchases account, you record 36, and you debit Danika's account, because Danika was also a credit supplier, and that means you had credited 36 extra in Danika's account. So now you have to debit Danika's account in order to reduce the liability and make it, like, bring it to the correct amount, that is 137. So you debit Danika by 36. In the next error, they're saying return inwards 44 had not been recorded in the return inwards account. So return inwards is always debited. So they haven't recorded return inwards in one account, that is return inwards. They have recorded this in the credit customer's account. So now to record return inwards, you debit return inwards, and now you don't have anything to credit here, so you credit suspense by 44. The next error here says the motor expenses account had been overcast by 100. So if you over record expenses, so that means you debited the motor expenses account by 100 extra. So now what you do is you credit the motor expenses account to remove the effect of $100. And to bring the motor expenses down to the correct amount, because they have recorded 100 extra in the motor expenses account, you debit the suspense account by 100. So now in two of these entries we have suspense. In the next part they're asking you to make the suspense account. So we don't know the original difference in trial balance because we have to find this through the suspense account. So we can do this. We leave one line to actually show the difference in the trial balance after we put all the entries of suspense. So if you see the fifth entry in which we have suspense, return inwards debit 44, suspense credit 44. Suspense is coming on the credit side, so I write here return inwards. I write here 44. In the last entry, suspense is coming on the debit side, and against that we have motor expenses. So you write here motor expenses and you write here 100. So now this account of course will not balance. The difference in trial balance will come on the credit side. You write here difference in trial balance, and 100 minus 44 is 56. So that is the original difference in trial balance. This account will balance at $100. In the last part, in part C, they're asking you to actually correct basically find the ending capital. So whenever you need to find the ending capital, they've given you opening capital here. They have given you profit. That is a wrong profit because it's before the correction of errors. So this is draft profit 15,600. They're asking you to calculate SA's capital at 31st March 2023 after the errors have been corrected. So all of these errors, we need to see what is going to actually affect profit. All those accounts that go in the income statement, everything that goes into the income statement is going to affect profit. I'll come back to it, but now to find out closing capital, you will have to apply the formula capital at start add profit for the year less drawings is equal to capital at end. But first I need to correct the profit for the year. So 15,600, I'll start with the wrong profit. So I'll write here draft profit. Now I need to see which entries are going to actually affect the profit. Whenever you're correcting the entries, how they are going to affect the profit. So we'll just mark here rent comes in the income statement, so it's going to affect profit. Insurance comes in the income statement. Sales comes in the income statement. Drawings and cash both don't come in the income statement. This is cash drawings. Cash drawings do not come in the income statement. Yes, goods drawings goes to the income statement. The Nika's account wouldn't go in the income statement, but purchases goes to the income statement. Yes, return inwards goes to the income statement. Motor expenses goes to the income statement. So I've marked all of these which go to the income statement. So now when you are debiting rent, that means you're increasing an expense. So that because of that profit will decrease. So I'll write here rent and I'll write here minus 300. But we have also credited insurance. And because of this, profit will increase because we have decreased one expense and we have increased another expense. So when we are decreasing insurance, profit is going to increase. So basically I'm going to add this. So the first thing is not going to affect anything. Minus 300 plus 300 is 0. So it's not going to affect the profit as such. For the next, yes, sales, when you credit sales, that means you're increasing the revenue. And whenever you increase revenue, you add that to the profit. So I write here sales, I write here 210, and that will be added to my profit. Then purchases, whenever you decrease purchases, so that means whenever you're crediting purchases, you're decreasing purchases. That means your cost of sales is going to decrease. If your cost of sales decreases, that means profit should increase. So whenever cost of sales decreases, profit should increase because revenue minus cost of sales is equal to gross profit. So if your cost of sales goes down, that means your profit should increase. So you will add 36 to this. So you write here purchases and you add 36. Then when you have debited return inwards, that means we have increased return inwards. Whenever we'll increase return inwards, revenue minus return inwards is net sales. If you increase return inwards, your net sales will decrease. Because of that, profit will decrease. So that means 44 should be subtracted. I'll write here return inwards. I'll write here minus 44. In the last error, we have decreased in expense. Whenever we decrease in expense, our profit should increase. So motor expenses, because motor expenses is decreasing by 100, our profit should be increased. And you write here motor expenses. And you write here 100 and you add this basically. But now when you basically start with 15,600, subtract 300, add 300, this is not going to affect profit. This is going to nullify the effect. Like minus 300 plus 300 is 0. Plus 210 plus 36 minus 44 plus 100. The answer to this will come out to be 15,902. This is my corrected profit. Now, because since I have the corrected profit, now I'll apply the formula, that is the capital formula. I'll write here capital at start. I'll write here add profit, that is corrected profit, profit for the year, minus drawings is equal to capital at end. Capital at start here is 31,000. Profit here is corrected profit is 15,902. Minus drawings is 9,500. We know drawings from here. Drawings were 9,500. And then you get capital at end of 37,402. This is my capital at end at 31st March 2023. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.